Hi, Terry Franks here. Welcome back to my channel, Prescott Voice. Don't forget to hit those subscribe, like, and share buttons. Well, I'm never quite sure whether those questions on Reddit are legitimate or not. But there was one about a 14-year-old boy that says he is scared to death that World War III is going to break out. 14-year-old boy. And it got me to wondering how many other kids out there are concerned and frightened about what the future holds. Well, you can't really blame them with all that's going on. Even I have trouble sometimes navigating what is going on out there and how to deal with it. So specifically, he says in his post, I am terrified. This post is not meant to scare anyone, but he says for the past few weeks, now this was just posted yesterday, for the past few weeks, I am terrified that World War III is going to happen. I'm terrified that there will be a nuclear war and I will die. I'm convinced that it will certainly happen in the near future. It sounds nihilistic, but I believe it's true. Now, I don't know if a 14-year-old would use that specific term, so it kind of has me wondering who is really posting these things. But still, this is something that we really need to consider because I think there are a lot of young people today that are really frightened about what's coming in the future. I mean, all you have to do is look around and see that prices are through the roof. You can't even afford rent. My grandson just turned 28 years old, and it's really difficult for these young people to even afford a home. And if they have a family like he does, even worse. Some people may try to dismiss this claim, but just look at what's happening in the world, he says. It makes me so mad to know that one man sitting in his office thinks that the solution to his problem is war, and even more war. Then he puts a big B-U-T, but, in bold, and says the important part of this is that I have been a lukewarm Christian my whole life. I just dismissed it, especially because I'm only a teen now. Now I can't stop thinking about thoughts such as, quote, will Jesus accept me after I die, end quote. This is why I have seriously ramped up my efforts to be a good Christian. I feel so lost and scared, I don't even know what to do. I worry so much about it that it's too late. I worry that my fate has been sealed. So let's take a look at this and I'll give you my response because it truly seems that the entire globe is concerned, whether you're a Christian or not, even the secular world that knows nothing about God, doesn't read the Bible, doesn't care about God, doesn't care about heavenly things. They are wondering what is really going on. Something, they're feeling something. And of course, the enemy, Satan, is working overtime. So if you haven't watched any of my previous videos, especially the one that I just posted on the God of this age, you'll want to take a peek at that. But let's take a look at what we can tell this young man, if indeed it is a young man. So let's get right into it. No doubt the world can be a frightening place, especially with the constant stream of alarming news. The vast majority of people are very anxious today, especially those that don't believe in God. I really don't know how people live without Jesus as a rock in their life. As someone who completely trusts in Jesus, I want to offer some reassurance and share what has helped me find peace during uncertain times. Your faith can be a source of strength and comfort even when the future seems frightening. I think one important thing to remember is that many of the fears we have about global events and what's going on are amplified by the media. While it's crucial to stay informed, it's also essential to take breaks and not let the news consume your thoughts. Finding a balance is key to maintaining your mental health. What you have to remember is the media thrives on fear. It wants you to be frightened and scared so they can control you. But God didn't give us a spirit of fear. Satan and his demonic angels are the ones behind the spirit of fear. Don't allow this demonic army to deposit thoughts and fear and anguish in your mind. 2 Timothy 1:7 says, "For God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power and of love and of a sound mind." When it comes to your faith, it's important to seek Jesus in all things. He longs for a personal relationship with you. After all, he is the only one who knows everything about you and loves you with a love that no human on the planet can ever promise you. It is important to know that Jesus knew you before you were in your mother's womb. He loves you unconditionally. I don't understand it myself. But what a wonderful gift the Father gave us when he sent his Son, fully man and fully God, to die for our sins. Your worries about acceptance, they're understandable. But remember that Jesus' love and forgiveness are always available to you. He is just a prayer away. He promised he would never leave us or forsake us. He has no shadow of turning. He can never, ever change. So spend time in prayer, read the Bible, and seek comfort in your faith community. These actions can provide a sense of peace and direction. Prayer isn't complicated. I talk to Jesus and the Father all the time as if I'm talking to a friend, as if he's sitting right here next to me. He hears every word we say. He sees everything we do. He knows what we are thinking before we even think it. He knows the words that will come out of our mouths before we speak them. How cool is that? Jesus has experienced every single human problem that exists because he is fully man, flesh and blood, like us. He understands our struggles deeply and is always there to support and guide us. It's also helpful to talk to someone about your fears. Whether it's a family member, a friend, a pastor, sharing your thoughts and concerns can relieve these fears that you're having. You don't have to carry the burden alone. Focusing on positive actions can make a big difference in your life. I believe helping others in your community, helping those in need, or simply spending time doing activities that bring you joy can shift your thinking, especially helping others. It takes the focus off of you and puts it on others. These small steps can help you shift your focus from fear to hope and purpose. Remember, it's completely normal to feel scared and uncertain about the future, especially with everything happening in the world today. Goodness, there's so much happening. Many people share your concerns, and there are ways to cope and find peace. Trust in Jesus and lean on your faith. Lean on him. Don't lean on your own understanding. His understanding of our human struggles and his unconditional love can be a source of comfort that is just immeasurable. Take steps to develop your relationship with Jesus. He is your ever-present help. And don't hesitate to ask for support from those around you. Focus on what you can control. Engage in positive actions that make a difference in your life and the lives of others. In doing so, you can find hope and purpose even in the midst of the worst uncertainty. Thank you for listening, and remember, no matter how dark things may seem, there's always hope and help available to you. Reach out to me, leave me a comment. I'm here to encourage you. Don't worry about what is coming, because we are entering into a period of time that the Bible talked more about when Jesus walked the shores of Galilee and climbed the hills of Judea. He talked about these times we are living in now. And every single day, God finds a way to say to me and to say to you, do you trust me? Do you really trust me? And I have to keep that in mind daily, because that's exactly what he wants us to do. He wants us not to fear anything. Don't be anxious for anything, for what you'll eat, for what you'll wear, for nuclear war, World War III, nothing. Be anxious for nothing. Why? Because he is in complete control. You just have to believe it. Thank you for watching.